Very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let me extend my heartfelt thanks to the Chairman, Board of Trustee, Barrister Samim Haidar Patwari, and other trustee members in the board of prestigious Dhaka International University. It is one of the leading private universities in Bangladesh and doing wonderful since last 2 years during this pandemic. A series of activities have been happening, lot of guest lecture, foreign lecture, conference, workshop and training programs have been happening continuously, and this is something we must appreciate. And I thank Dr. Pradhan and Professor Saurabh to lead this particular conference. And we know that this is on blended mode. The inaugural session held in the morning in the hotel, and now the technical sessions online. And there are some technical challenges, so I'll request the speakers, especially outside Bangladesh, to kindly cooperate and see that we do the justice even instead of technical difficulties. So the topic for no, the conference, the international conference, is roboethics and AI and its impact on global trade and education. This is one of the contemporary topics today. Everyone is talking about augmented reality, VR, artificial intelligence, then robotics, blockchain. Okay, these are the talk of the town, and I must appreciate that the team has chosen a very relevant topic, which will be of immense values to all the delegates, those who are present online and offline, okay, for this conference. Now, if you look at the Gartner, it predicts that 72% of organizations will be working with robotic process automation, which we generally call RPA, within the next 2 years. Although the adoption rates are not that great, but it is on the rise, and many businesses will be wondering how these technologies could potentially add values to their company. AI is the next frontier in technology and can simulate human intelligence through machine processes. It can learn and improve itself over a period of time. I think that's the beauty of AI. Many experts believe that it has the potential to transform not only technological, okay, the know-how, but our society for the better with countless applications. RPA is a software that replicates and execute tasks that human would ordinarily do on its own. RPA will never be able to teach itself to get better and will remain at whatever level it has been programmed until unless it is integrated with artificial intelligence. That's what the chief guest, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of no, Dhaka University, okay, University of Dhaka, okay, he was talking about at the center. Even we're talking about robotics and artificial intelligence, the human plays the key role because how these things will be programmed. But many experts are afraid that artificial intelligence should not overtake the humans. Okay, in that case, we may create no Frankenstein. Now, having said that, artificial intelligence, let us a little bit talk the fundamental no being the panel speaker. AI is defined as the simulation of human intelligence in machines or computers. This includes learning, reasoning, and self correction. AI did not take off immediately because of the lack of computational power and memory available to scientists at the time. It was not until the late 20th century, no, if I remember, a renowned focus on AI brought some of the innovations we know today. There are four types of AI generally we talk about. The number one is your reactive machines. These machines can only react to what's in front of them. It has no memory and can't use past experiences to advise further ones. They are designed for extremely narrow purposes and can't be implemented easily elsewhere. The second one is the limited memory. This form of AI uses previous experiences to inform future decisions. For instance, driverless cars are designed to observe other vehicles and how they move to make decisions. They can be coupled with programming like reactive machines, where bikers will always brake if a person runs out in front of them. Then theory of mind. This system understands emotions and will be able to differentiate between feelings and respond accordingly. The fourth one, right? The fourth category is the self awareness. The most developed form of artificial intelligence can demonstrate self awareness, and that's the beauty. Thought and have their own consciousness. They understand their own current state and use the information to infer how other people or machines are feeling. How can AI help your business? I think that's the talk of the town. How AI can be useful to businesses. AI can bring many advantages to businesses as a self-learning machines will enable employees to spend less time on laborious tasks and freeing up their time to focus on other important activities. Here are some of the benefits what we can expect out of AI. Eliminate no redundant task, accelerated decision making, eliminate errors, and reduces human risk. Now, if we talk about the RPA, the power of robotic process automation, the power of automation. While RPA may not have the learning capabilities associated with artificial intelligence, but it can bring huge benefits to businesses, including increased efficiency and better employee satisfaction levels. If used in conjunction with AI, it can analyze a process being undertaken by your organization and opt to augment or skip certain steps to improve productivity. The benefits of using RPA include increased throughput. RPO works all day, every single day, ensuring that no productivity is prioritized. This means employees will get more work done as they can concentrate on other valuable tasks. Highly efficient. AI, this RPA, as long as machines have electricity, they will never stop working and tasks will be accurate 100% of the time. That's the efficiency. This will reduce the threshold for costly mistakes. Then cost effectiveness. Initially, the outlay for technology may be little bit of higher price, but however, in the long term, it will save business money for sure. For instance, it can handle more labor intensive tasks than hundreds of employees. Speed. RPA can process tasks 20 to 30 times faster than any human, accurate every time. How RPA is being used? RPA is already being used to support many business functions today. For example, in procurement, automation can be applied to a range of processes, including contract management, support, supplier onboarding, and category management. These all use bots to take care of the repetitive and time consuming data entry task, freeing up time for employees to concentrate on other responsibilities and important assignments. Some of the other applications where robotic process automation can make a huge difference include the call center task. RPA can support human based operators with detailed statistics and notes, right? Consolidated across myriad systems. It can also help staffs with other tasks such as raising invoices quickly and easily. Credit card applications. Most credit card applications are now handled by RPA, carrying out checks to determine if a candidate is eligible for funds or not. It can also be programmed to handle the end to end process. Scheduling systems. Shipping systems can benefit through automated scheduling by extracting shipment requests from incoming emails, issuing jobs, and offering pickup times in customer and career portals. CRM updates, customer relationship management updates, entering prospect and lead data into any CRM can be time consuming. RPA can help automate the data entry process, allowing the sales and marketing team to concentrate on what they are best at, payroll processing for the matter. RP can help link finance related systems such as time tracking, HR, account payables, and general ledger. This can save on navigation time for personnel, allowing them to concentrate on other critical tasks. Order processing, address verification, entering customer details, printing invoices, shipping levels, and inventory management and reordering can all be automated. There are many differences between artificial intelligence and the RPA, but both offer many advantages for the business houses. And we have seen during this pandemic, most and all the companies they have gone now online, and majority they are using now robotics, bots, and artificial intelligence. Especially bot is very common for no customer relationship management, and we have seen that no whenever we land up in any website, automatically no on the other side the person will come up, can I assist you? I think that's the no usage of the bot. Whether this is by saving time or simplifying tasks or enabling employees to focus on other valuable projects. It's clear that these technologies will be increasingly adopted over the next few years, not only in the global trade. If we talk about the education sector, we also see the usage of robotics. In Bangalore, one of the international schools, the first time they used robot teacher to take the classes, and classes are happening very, very no, effectively and efficiently. I think augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence are being used extensively. Blockchain is used no for the credit transfer system, or the no repository, the wherein all certificates are no deposited in the online platform. That's the initiative by the government of India using the blockchain technology. So I think this artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain technologies, and extreme use of no augmented reality and virtual reality for the lab and other hands-on activities no are on the rise. And now what could happen for next 10 years, we could see that that had happened for in the last no 2 years due to this pandemic, because it is a forced choice, and companies and no industry and the academics, they have done wonderful to adopt these new technologies, to new technologies to serve the purpose. I think that's something no very, very important, being adaptable, being flexible. People say that no people those people and companies are very effective, those who have changed fast, okay, their mindset, those who have adapted the new technology and remain relevant. Okay, I think moving forward, these technologies will remain. Even the academics, they go no in face to face mode, but the beauty and the reach and the access and the cost effectiveness of various online platform and technology, we must make best use of. We must make best use of. I think that's how we look forward, and that's how expert believes that hybrid mode is going to stay. Where corporates used to spend crores of rupees on business meetings and and all this kind of traveling and boarding expenses, now all these activities are happening online, and I think that's the beauty. So there are many challenges, and this pandemic particularly hit many industries. But at the same time, it has helped people to think out of the box, and a lot of new technologies have come into the picture. People have embraced, companies have embraced that, and they could experience the efficiency, cost effectiveness, and the beauty of such technologies. So once again, I on behalf of MTC Global, which is a partner to this international conference, extend my heartfelt thanks for the opportunity to speak in this wonderful conference online from Bangalore, India. And I'm sure there are many great speakers and entrepreneurs are lined up to deliver their session, and there will be a lot of takeaways at the end of today's session. Thank you, Dr. Pradhan and Professor Saurabh, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. I wish the program a grand success. Thank you.